Okay, time to get the party started. All right, what's up, everyone? We're back. Welcome to Poke the Yolk episode 16, the show where we break a couple eggs and get into the yolk of the week, the good stuff. I'm Matt, and
I'm
that's Trevor.
Let's get in it.
I appreciate the energy.
Let's get in the good stuff.
Yeah, let's do it. That's funny. But yeah, Father's Day was today. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Hell yeah.
You're appreciated.
Hell, I'm not a father, but yes, happy Father's Day.
I'm not a father also.
For the record.
Right. You got to set it straight.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was a lot of stuff that happened this week. First day of summer, Father's Day. Oh, everything opened back up today. I mean, this week.
The 15th, right?
15th. Yeah, that was like California's open up day.
So have you stopped wearing your mask? Or you?
Not gonna lie, I did like dabble in not wearing the mask, just especially on that day. Like today's like the first day. Why not like at least do it on this day, to celebrate the opening? So I went to Costco, no mask.
Whoa!
It was a trip.
Was it liberating? Were you like
kind
it's a
of
whole new world out there?
I feel like I have to adjust to people seeing my mouth now. Like sometimes, like when you have the mask, you just do weird things with your mouth sometimes. Cause like, yeah,
You're just like,
I gotta close my mouth. I'm a mouth breather already, and I feel like the mask just like made it. It was like a crutch, basically.
right. You could hide behind it. You're like, oh, they can't
Just
see
like
me.
wide open, bro. Just like
Yeah.
filling up all that space.
You're like, oh, what's up?
Yeah. Just being a weirdo, but yeah, I can't be a weirdo anymore.
Oh, you still can, man. Who cares what everybody thinks?
That's
Just do it.
I like that. I think I might just do it. Whatever.
Yeah.
At least no one will bother me.
Right.
Just, like, have a
They'll be like,
bubble.
oh, let's give that guy 6 feet anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
Just leave him alone. But yeah, everything's opening back up. I hit so much traffic this week. It was really annoying. I was like really frustrated, and I don't know. I kind of blamed it on like Father's Day weekend, maybe, but nah. It started since like Friday. Like Friday, traffic was terrible.
oh, really?
Like all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day. It sucked.
Like
And
just going to work and coming home.
Yeah,
basically.
that, and just like smack in the middle of like 1:00, you want to go get lunch. You try to go get lunch, and it's just like
Bro.
bumper to bumper traffic, and there's no accidents. Not saying I would like an accident to happen, and I'm like,
At least there'd be a
accident?
reason.
Right. I
Right.
hate it when there's like huge ass traffic for no reason.
Yeah. People probably trying to get their Father's Day stuff in early,
Yeah, I
trying
feel
to get out
that.
of the way.
I think it's just like I have a theory that it's just like people suck at merging too. Like I hate a person who doesn't speed up when they merge, and they just kind of like slow down, because then I slow down too sometimes. So we're just like neck and neck, and I'm like, bro, like you can't slow down when I'm slowing down. Like someone
They don't
speed up.
commit.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. That is the absolute worst. My driving pet peeve.
It's even worse when you're in the car with somebody who's driving and they do that and you're like just fucking like hit the pedal, go.
Yeah, you just want to like tag in, like, bro, like,
Yeah.
no. But see, I feel like driving has like given me this like I didn't used to be like this.
Oh, that's true, right?
Like people driving badly just really gets on my nerves, and I'm sure I drive badly sometimes too. But I don't know. It just like something in the past couple of years that was like, that could set me off, bro.
Is it the merging that's the worst part for you, or what?
Just merging, traffic sucks too. Those are like the top two right now. I'm sure. Are there any like driving?
Dude,
pet
the one
peeves
that I hate is if I try to pass this dude and then they speed up.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Oh, you want to pass me? Well, now I want to go fast. I want to go just as fast as you want to go." And I'm like, "You motherfucker."
Yeah, like, bro, like you were I'm trying to get around you.
Sometimes I trick them though. Like I'll be looking to the other lanes and I'm like, "Okay, I know this guy is going to like try to match my speed if I try to pass him. So let me juke him out and make him speed up, and then I go behind him and like switch lanes."
Oh my God.
Like, dude, you got to play chess with these dudes out there. They're wild.
There's like Cristiano Ronaldo, him just like juke him out, just like
Yeah,
boom.
but like I'm low key scared that, like, I don't know. Have you heard about people getting shot on the freeway? Like,
No, is it like a rising thing? I mean, like there's always
yeah,
someone who gets shot on the freeway, but is it like
but it's happening more often. At least like near the tail end of quarantine, I've heard about like 3 or 4 in the past couple months. Just like
damn?
road rage, like they shoot somebody, and a lot of times they don't even hit the person they're aiming at. Like one time they hit like a kid, and like even one time a dad shot out of his car and hit his own kid in the car.
Dude, how are
Like,
you gonna pull out a piece and your kid's in the car?
for real, it was 3 a.m. too. I think this was in Florida or something, but it was like 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, why are you with your 7-year-old at 3 a.m. in the morning?
Right? There's just
And
so
then-
many questions.
And then why are you pulling the piece out when your kid's right there? Like,
Dude,
it's messed up, man.
that would have woken up anybody. Imagine you don't expect getting a piece pulled out on you at 3 a.m.
Nah,
Bro.
nah,
did
especially
not
when
need
that's
this.
your own daddy pulling it out on you. You're like,
You'd probably be looking at your dad like really different after that. You're like, whoa, bro.
I have a feeling that's not the first first encounter that kid's had.
He needs a piece in every room he goes in. Like
For
there's one
real.
in the car.
He's like a
there's
little
one-
kid size. The one they give to students now because of all the school shooters.
Oh right, is that like a thing? They have
No,
like
it's not. It's not. But people try to get it into a thing. Like,
If you would have brought that story on the table and would have just like made it up, I would have totally believed you, dude.
because people are weird enough to like
Yeah.
vote for that shit. You know,
I'd be like, oh yeah, where?
Nebraska. Like, oh okay,
Oh yeah, okay, sounds right.
oh, it makes sense.
But speaking of rage, so a lot more people are kind of like raging out on the freeway.
Yes.
And I saw like there's this guy. His name's Jimmy Kimmel. His name's
I-
James Kimmel.
Sounds
but-
very familiar.
Yeah, he's a neuroscientist from Yale. So
Okay.
he's a doctor over there, and he has research on his neuroscience studies, and it showed that like people are kind of becoming addicted to like the grievance and like revenge cycle. So they kind of like raging out on people. It kind of like
Okay.
triggers something in them that like feeds their reward system. Like, oh yeah, like this is like retaliation. I have a quote from when he was talking about studies, and he says, when you experience what you perceive to be unfair treatment, this triggers like a rewards circuitry in the brain that creates like a craving in the mind to like
Nice.
retaliate. So
Nice. That's like the Karen thing too, right? Like,
mhm.
like I'm disrespected. You know, I didn't get what I wanted. I need to talk to the manager and make sure that like you feel like
Right.
shit because of the way that you made me feel.
Right. And like we see it in a bunch of like in public figures and politics, they kind of like feed into that mentality. Like
Yeah.
like Donald Trump, for example. That's just one example, but there are many people who do it, but he's an easy target because
Right.
everybody knows him. He's like, man, people are like they're being sneaky and you should care about it and you should be mad about it. And he kind of like he's a vanguard for that kind of mentality. He riles so many people up, you know, which is not very
Right.
necessary, but he makes people think like, yeah, like we are being treated unfairly. Like, let's do something about it.
I mean, he may not be wrong. I feel like everybody can feel like they're being treated unfairly in some way,
Right.
but you have to kind of look at the whole picture and see what other things, you know, maybe other people have it worse than you, or they have like a different kind of unfair treatment, right? So like there may be some validity there, but not
Right.
enough where you have to go out and, you know, take it out on people, right? It's just
yeah.
kind of like recognize it and then recognize what other people are going through and, you know, share the suffering, and that'd probably be a better response than
Right.
you know, pulling out your piece on the freeway. Or,
There's always a better way than
Right.
pulling out your piece.
right.
But this neuroscientist, he kind of has this kind of funny, weird tactic. I thought it was funny, but it kind of goes along with what you were saying, kind of like put yourself in other people's shoes. Just kind of like, you know, don't take it out on them. There might be like two sides to this thing.
Right.
And what he's saying, he wants, if someone wronged you, what he wants you to do is to create like a crime like judge jury scenario where you're the victim and then you also play the judge and you also play the jury and you also have a say in like the opposing side. So basically you play all the characters. So you're kind of like putting yourself in your shoes and all of them, and then you come to like a verdict at the end. Nice.
Yeah, I don't think
I
anyone's
guess.
gonna do that.
Right? Or at least like you can't do that correctly like on your own. Like it's not an exercise that you do it on your own. I feel like you would need somewhere to kind of like moderate your
To
thinking.
guide you through it. Yeah.
Right, because then you would just be like, if you're just doing it on your own, you're like, yeah, he wronged me, and you play everyone like, yeah, guilty, like I'm right, wrong,
Right,
guilty.
right. Oh yeah, I know this guy's guilty. He's going to jail. Like done.
And it probably would feed into like your rage even more. Like, yeah, I'm right. You see, like, judge, I'm the judge, jury.
And executioner.
Yeah,
It's like,
I
bro.
just thought it was a funny, like way to look at it.
Yeah, definitely. I think opening up different perspectives, right? Trying to look at it from a different point of view other than your own can give you a better idea of the actual situation. A lot of times we only see it from one side. I mean, the same principle applies when you ask for like your friend for advice, but then, or like if your friend asks you for advice, you give them really great advice, but then like if you're in the same situation, it's kind of hard for you to take a step back, put yourself in,
Right.
put yourself in someone else's shoes, right?
It's
And
always
give yourself
easier
advice.
to give the advice than to like take it.
Right. Yeah. It's just things are more personal to us, and it's hard to step out of there and put yourself in to practice empathy, right? Like it's not.
Yeah, good counsel is definitely important to have.
Yeah.
Which also like makes you think like celebrities or like people at the top when all they have around them is like yes men. It's like
Yes.
it's kind of hard, like they just
Yes.
think they're right all the time.
Yes.
That's all they say. Yes.
Yes. No, they do, right? I feel like, I don't know. It probably happens in music too. Like a famous rapper or something, they have their friends, and then they have the people that are like always hyping them up, right? They're hype men, and then
Yeah.
dude, that's what they like to hear. So that's what you keep around,
Right. And that's like that's not very healthy, and that's not the real world. Like,
Right.
bro.
Kind of
But-
sheltered. It's like
Yeah.
being homeschooled.
Kind of like Truman Show-esque. I haven't like seen it, but it's like just
Yes.
everything's perfect, like your group make sure everything aligns well, and like anything you want, boom, you got it right there.
It's very narcissistic too. It feels like to keep those people around you, it means that you need to have that like reassurance, that validation kind of on like a minute by minute or daily basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it stunts a lot of growth, like personal growth, I
Right.
feel,
Yeah.
for sure.
It keeps you trapped in your little bubble.
Yeah, definitely. I see it. I always like bring it back to like freaking boxing, but like a lot of boxers out there have yes men, and they're just looking at them, and I'd be like, man, doesn't that get annoying sometimes? Like, let's go, champ, just like hyping you up like after anything.
Right.
It
In the
is-
corner with you, like your eyes falling out, like, you got this, man.
Literally,
One more round, he's
dude.
done. Like, nah.
It's like having your overbearing dad with you like everywhere.
But like that positive feedback is valuable, right? Like even if it's weird for them to say it so many times, I think in the boxing situation, to hear someone tell you like, oh, you got this, man, like even if you're in the shittiest position, sometimes that's enough, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes like it'll lift your spirits enough where you can pull through it and win it. But I mean, that's a good side of having a hype man, but you still want to balance it out with people who are going to tell you the way it is, right?
Yeah, I think I would rather have the way it is, but there's a good balance as well.
Yeah.
You kind of, the more you hear something, the more you believe it, I guess.
Right,
They hype
right.
you up like that.
Like if
and
you're
you kinda-
doing a project and you have like everything's smooth sailing and then it gets to a rough patch, you can kind of doubt, oh, am I going to be able to finish this? Do I have the skills? And then sometimes you just need to tell yourself like, oh yeah, you could do it. Like just keep going,
Yeah,
But like maybe if you never told yourself that, you wouldn't have finished it. So sometimes it's like
yeah,
a self-fulfilling type of prophecy type thing.
and sometimes you need it from like a second party, because you could always, there's always the option to tell yourself, right? But
Right.
then you get in your own head and whatever. But
Right.
sometimes
right.
you need someone else like kind of telling you, which is cool. Which is why like the mentor like archetype is a lot of people's favorite archetype in like movies and stuff. Like the
Really?
mentor. I feel like so. A lot of like in movies, a lot of the favorite characters like kind of like the supporting character, like the mentor type who tells like the main character like kind of teaches them the ropes because they're so wise and they kind of keep them on track.
Okay.
Kind of like Frodo. If you think like Frodo and Samwise, like Sam was kind of like keeping Frodo on the mission.
Yeah,
right?
Frodo sucks. Sam's the best.
Right? So a lot of people like Sam because, and he doesn't give up on him. Even though they're the same age, he's kind of like is the mentor because he's like keeping him on the right path.
It's like Happy, the dragon in that show, or the
Yeah.
unicorn or whatever.
Yeah, Happy the what was he? He was a unicorn, huh?
Unicorn, yeah.
I was thinking about that show the other day. I was like, when is this thing gonna get a season 3?
I'm sure it will. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, that was my story about Mr. Jimmy Kimmel. Great name,
dude. I for a second I thought you were talking about the host. I forget what show he hosts, but he's on TV.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. His name he goes by James Kimmel, but I just wanted to like put that razzle.
Dude, you trolled me.
I did. I took great pleasure from it. It's the rage.
You're evil, dude. Just like the background.
Oh, the sick.
All right,
bro.
so
what you got?
So I got a story about this guy, and he's a logger. He chops trees down for a living. I guess you can also call him like a lumberjack, right? So he was chopping a tree down, and after the tree fell, he looked down on the ground, and then there was three little baby crows there in a nest. I guess it happens, you cut down a tree, you're not always able to check the top to see if like there's a nest in there, right? So he left the nest out. They were all alive, all three of them. He left the nest out, hoping that their family, their mom and dad would come back, but the parents never returned. So he kind of took it upon himself to raise them from like babies. And dude, I watched the video, and they're like he'll hold his finger up, and like the crows will just come fly on it, like chill there, like they think he's like their family or something, dude.
Dang. So the crows are now like grown, like he's been taking care of them.
I think they're still in like adolescence. I think he said like 2 of them can fly. This happened this week too, so it's pretty recent. He said like 2 of them can fly. I think one of them is still like getting their wings or something, but he taught them how to log roll. So like he has like a pool with a giant log in it, and he was like in there, and he's like turning the log, and then the crow's like walking on it and shit.
Like a freaking cartoon.
Yeah, so he's like teaching him all kinds of tricks and stuff. I don't know, it's pretty cool. It's kind of
cool
like
that they come back too. Like they don't fly away,
He left the box out there for a couple days, and then they just hang around him all the time, like like he's their family. They're pretty smart, right? So they just probably grew up with him instead of like their family, so they're just like attached.
Oh,
but I mean,
nice.
It was like a bad situation, right? Like the crows are on the ground, they're not in their nest and shit, and he kind of turned it around,
Dude, I'm surprised. Well, it depends on how high the tree is. Imagine you just come like falling down.
Right. Like, I don't know. He said there were only 3, but like maybe there was some more.
You have to read the article again. It's like found only 3.
He's like, yeah, I only saw 3 on the ground. I'm like, all right, dude. Like
the other ones are like under the tree.
Just squished. Like, oh.
Damn, bro.
Nature's scary.
I would have definitely kept that info out of the article.
Yeah.
The lumberjack.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's pretty cool to see though. I always like crows because they do some crazy stuff. Like, have you seen the thing where they pick up trash and they trade it in for treats?
Who are they trading into for treats for?
They have like a machine. They just have like a machine with something to catch the trash, and they drop the trash in a hole, and the treats come out. So it's like
an experiment. Like someone set that up.
Yeah, like I guess the way they first set it up is they had a hole there, and they put a bunch of like I think they did bottle caps around the hole, and so when the crow landed on it, the bottle caps fell in, and the crow noticed that the bottle cap falling in triggered like seeds or something to come out, and so once they recognized that, they just started like pushing all the bottle caps in, and then when all the ones were gone on top of the machine, they started grabbing more, like from the ground and stuff, and then they just kept building on that experiment until they're picking up like pieces of trash and like plastic bottles and stuff. But it's pretty cool. It's like a way to clean up the environment using just like crows, right? Like
bro, you have to carry your weight, bro. Like,
dude,
telling the crows
awesome.
and all like the creatures.
I want to like raise crows someday. Like, you know, people raise pigeons. I want to raise crows. That'd be pretty cool.
Dude, you'd be like an anime character, like a cool anime character.
Dude, I would be
Just
pretty cool as an anime character.
that'd be sick.
Like, go.
I
I just
heard
have, like,
that
a
crows
jacket.
crows have really good memory too. I
Oh,
mean, like
yeah.
I guess it's evident that they could do because they can do those experiments. But I heard they hold grudges. Like if you like mess with the crow, like they'll remember you and they'll
Oh,
like
yeah.
tell their team to come follow you, dude.
Dude, they'll remember your whole family. Like, there's a family I think in Britain or something where it's kind of on the opposite end. They were helpful to the crows, and the crows will bring them like gifts and stuff all the time, just like shiny things or things that are like folded up, and they remember that family. I mean, the
Yeah.
same is true on the other side. Like, if you do something bad to them, they'll, you know, remember and take it out on you.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Like, they do have really good memories, and they're very good at talking to the other crows too.
Convincing. They're like super convincing. Like
Yeah.
come
Like, let's go shit bomb her car right now.
on.
Like,
I'm down. Maybe they're super convincing or crows are just always down to like
Yeah.
ruin someone's day.
I did see a study they did where they had a dead crow, and they walked into the park where a bunch of other crows were, and they put the dead crow on the ground, and the person who did
That's
it was,
fucked up.
the person who did it was wearing like a mask, right? So they couldn't recognize their face. And then all the crows like started like cawing, and then they were like flying around all crazy and shit. Like, oh fuck, like there's a dead crow here.
Yeah.
And then the lady came back at another time with the mask on, the same mask, and they flipped out the exact same way. They
Oh
straight
my
up
God.
recognized like the mask on the lady, right? And then she comes
Yeah.
back without the mask, and nothing happens. They're just like, oh, normal person.
Right.
But they
Okay.
triggered. They're like, oh, this chick killed a crow. Like, if you see
Yeah.
her again, fucking go nuts.
That'd be great. I wouldn't even do that. Like, you know, I wouldn't even go with the mask because I have to take that mask off and there might be one crow watching. It only takes one crow.
You're just hiding.
Yeah. Just never can't take off the mask ever.
Dude, I sometimes I wonder because back at UCI there used to be a bunch of crows like around our apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I wonder if they're just like, if they follow us, you know, like if you move, they're like, oh shit, like, oh
Yeah.
shit, that's the guy that was in that apartment. Like, hey, that's my
Yeah.
homie or something.
It's kind of scary. We get a lot of crows over here where I live, and one time it doesn't happen very often, but it did happen not too long ago, and it was like a work day. But I got woken up early, like 5, and there was like a whole like murder of crows right outside my
Oh
window.
shit.
There was so many, and they were calling so loud that like literally woke me up from my sleep. And I was like, "What the heck?" And I look outside, dude. They're just all on the lines. I don't know what brought them like
Dude,
over
maybe one of
here.
them died.
It was kind of ominous. Like I'm like, man, are they here for me? Or like, what are
Yeah.
they here for?
That's kind of what they do if one of their own die. You know, they group up and they get really loud.
That's cool.
It's like a farewell, a funeral.
Crow isn't like like I would have it. Like if I had a school, like I would make the crow my like mascot. That's pretty sick.
Oh, that would be
animal.
sick. Or raven. Like, raven is a bigger crow, right?
Yeah. Like
There is a
that's sick
raven.
animal.
Team.
High school?
No,
Or
like
you're talking about like football?
national, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. That sounds familiar.
Baltimore. See?
Sure.
I know sports.
Sport. Is it really Baltimore?
Baltimore Ravens, yeah.
Nice. That's my
yeah.
new team. But Crow's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing much else to say, bro. Crows are
Can't
cool.
say anything bad about crows.
No, I'm afraid. That's like low key fear. Like,
Dude,
I
they
don't
might
want
be
'em-
listening.
outside the window, just like.
Dude, maybe they hear you, right? Like, hey,
I wonder if they're smart enough to like hear your voice, like recognize the voice. I don't doubt it.
dude, they probably are.
The crows are tapping into this call right now.
They're subbing to our channel, bro.
Yeah, the 30 subs that we have, it's all crows.
Hell yeah.
Like,
I'm down with it.
dude. Not many people could say that, but we can. Okay, staying on this animal story track.
Ooh.
I read a story that a lobster diver in Massachusetts, got swallowed by a whale this past week.
Whoa. Like
Yeah.
like Moby Dick status where he's like living inside of it.
Yeah, so what he said, I don't know, like he might have been out like doing lobster divers stuff, I don't know.
Oh,
But
right. Like
he was
diving for
he
lobsters.
was in that whale, he says, for 30 seconds. He says it was 30 seconds, like in the whale's mouth.
In the mouth. Okay.
Yeah, just in the mouth. But, dude, are whales... Because I've seen whales, obviously. I went to SeaWorld not too long ago, so I've seen them whales.
Right,
Like,
right.
But he's like a grown man. Like, is a whale big enough to have a grown man inside that mouth and not know that he's in the mouth for like 30 seconds?
Are you trying to say that guy's a liar? Is that what you're saying?
Not only me, but so he's in the hospital and he tells the story obviously to like the news reporter, but a lot of people don't believe that it actually happened. They think it's a hoax. They think he made it all up.
I think whales are big enough to swallow a person. Yeah.
Swallow him whole.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what a lot
Depends
of,
on the whale, but yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I know whales can get pretty large, but I'm wondering if one in like that area could be that large, to like swallow him.
Yeah, that's a good question. You have to see if they're like native to the area and
Mm-hmm. Because I would think like a large whale like that, like a super large whale would, like they like cooler climates. I'm just assuming.
yeah, I
But-
mean, it gets pretty cold the deeper you go too. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Massachusetts is kind of far north as well.
And this is all like shooting from the hip. I'm not no whale expert. I don't know anything about whales
Bro.
at all.
Don't be talking about whales if you don't know about whales, dude.
Yeah. But a lot of experts are like coming to his aid, basically saying like,
Right.
oh, it is possible. Like, and here's why.
Dude, I've seen a whale. It's definitely fucking possible to be inside their mouth. They even have like the bones of whales at like the LA Science Museum.
Mm.
Those things are fucking huge, dude.
Yeah, dude. I've been to San Pedro. It's around here, and they have like a small museum of like sea life, and they have
Dude.
like a skeleton of the largest whale. I don't remember what kind of whale it is, but dude, they have the skeleton. It's freaking huge.
Bro.
It takes up the whole room basically.
Dude, that thing could take you like in its mouth and all the way to its stomach. Like,
You wouldn't even know. Like,
nah. It's like, oh, a fish. Another fish.
I was low key, and even now, some of my friends know this. I don't think you know this though. That like, I was / still am kind of afraid of whales a little bit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're just like too large, dude. Like if one like swam up on me like in the ocean or something, I would not be amazed. I'd be scared as hell because it's just too large.
So whale watching is out of the picture?
I have gone whale watching. It's not too bad because you're in the boat, but I don't know, dude. I feel like they're so large that they could like hurt you and like they wouldn't even know it, like by accident.
Bro, that's what happened to the lobster diver, and no one believes him.
Right?
See, you be swimming out there, you get like smacked by a whale, shot out of its blowhole, and then no one's gonna believe you.
Right? It always freaks me out because animals, some of them are so strong and just large and just like they don't know their own strength. They could like probably like kill you without even realizing it,
Dude, there's a lot of them. Even horses, right?
Yeah, dude. Just
Even
falling
a
off that
horse.
thing, you could like
Or they
snap your
kick
shit.
you, or like whatever, or fucking
Isn't that-
cow.
That Superman, one of the Supermans, Christopher.
Yeah, Christopher Reeves.
Right.
He fell
That's-
off, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and he broke his back, and then
He's paralyzed. Huh?
fucked.
No,
horrible.
thank you. Yeah, I'm sad now. But yeah,
Bro, why'd you bring that up?
is he still alive? I was gonna say rest in peace.
I don't know.
All right,
Oh,
wherever you
shit.
are, I hope
You got to
doing
cut
well.
this part out while we figure out.
I hope you're not where my background is.
Bro, his
But-
family's probably watching this. They're all upset now.
Oh my god, what's his name? Let's sue him. But yeah, my least favorite Disney character was the freaking whale from Pinocchio. Like that whale scared me as a kid.
Dude, that was a big whale.
His name was Monstro.
And Pinocchio just straight up lived in there, right? I don't remember Pinocchio very well.
Yeah, he got swallowed by the whale because his grandpa or his father got swallowed by the whale, and so he
Okay.
went inside it to like save him, and then he started like a fire, and that's how he got the whale to like spit him back out.
Got it.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's even a story in the Bible where someone gets swallowed by a whale.
Really?
Yeah.
What's his name? Moby?
I don't remember, but yeah, he got swallowed by a whale, and he like wrote about it.
I think it's been written about like 3 or 4 times, so I think it's definitely something that could have happened. And I think the lobster diver, I'm gonna put it on the line, I think he did get swallowed by the whale.
I think so too. I hope he's not lying, because like that's such a random thing to lie about.
What is he gonna get out of it if he lies? People
Right.
are gonna point at him when he walks down the street, like, "Hey."
Dude, it must have been so smelly and slimy and dark in that mouth.
Probably smelled like fish.
While he's in there, he's like, "Oh man, there's a bunch of lobsters in there." He just like grabs them.
That's gross. He's like, "Oh, I know what we're doing next time." Like,
Gets eaten on purpose.
yeah, ties a rope to him next time, just throws him in there.
Has his like 7-year-old son like crank him out. Like,
Yeah,
crank him in.
pull him out. Like, all right, Timmy, pull me out.
Dude. Good job, Timmy. But yeah, that was my story. It's still up for debate, but it's gonna blow over in a couple of days. He'll just be the crazy whale man, maybe.
Blow over. Nice. Good one.
I didn't even try, but
Yeah,
nice.
right.
I did not.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Did you say you had another one? I remember you had another story, right?
Yeah, the other story I have is kind of like a thing you could have done better, I guess. So we can use it as that. I don't know if you got this email, but I did. I got an email from HBO Max, and the content of the email was, I think the title was test, and then the body of it was, "This is an integration test," period, and it was just like one line, and then I'm guessing a lot of people got the same email because it kind of blew up on Twitter, and people were like writing letters. They're like, "Dear intern, like, it's not as bad as this time I did this or this time I did that." So it was pretty. I can read some of the stories, that people had. Let's see.
So he as an intern, he sent out a test, but it sent out to literally everybody.
Yeah, it basically said, this template is used by integration test only. That was like the content of the message, and it didn't really like. It sent out to anybody whose email was in the HBO Max like system, and then HBO put a tweet out after that email, and it said, like, we accidentally sent this out. We apologize for the inconvenience, and yes, it was the intern. Like no, really, it was the intern. Like they're saying that, and then people started writing in like, "Oh, dear intern, I once sent out a 1-900 sex hotline as a conference call number for the Women's National Democratic Club, where the average age of membership was about 78 years old." And then you just have like people kind of recounting their times that they messed up with like an email at work or something. There's some pretty funny ones here. This one chick used her desktop calendar to make a monthly note of when she started her period, but after a couple months, she realized that it was a note on her public calendar, so everybody in the company could see that.
Oh my god, bro!
So there's some funny ones on here.
That's cool. I hope that intern is reading all of those.
Yeah, I think that's why they did it, so they don't feel bad. And like, who knows if it really was an intern or if the HBO just said that because it's
right.
Like,
you could totally just like
cool. Yeah,
blame it on this imaginary intern.
Yeah. But have you ever sent like an email out or something that you shouldn't have?
Definitely. It's kind of, emails are hard because depending on who you're sending, if there's like a lot of like big dogs on that email, I always like triple check like before I like send it out, all the attachments and everything, just because I don't want anything to happen like that intern.
Dude, situation. I've sent stuff out where I'm like in the middle of typing and I just like accidentally hit the send button and like half of my message only goes out, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck.
Dang.
But it's not like super embarrassing, right? It could be worse, I guess.
I'm always, because I'm a terrible speller and sometimes I type really fast, which is why I triple check everything. Like, worst nightmare, dude, is that I like misspell like a word and it's like it turns into a different word that like changes the whole context of like the
like one of the stories for the intern was kind of related to that. Like This guy was sending an email out to like his vice president or whatever, saying that his shirt was ready, but he missed the R in shirt, and it was like, "Come get your shit in the office." Like that's all it said. So like
That's funny.
that's definitely something I could see you doing.
I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. Go for it.
No, go.
Oh, I was just trying to, because I'm trying to think of. I could have done that better story
Gotcha.
from like my intern days. Dude, 'cause I've been an intern. I was an intern before I got this position and my new job, and then I did internships before. But man, I still do dumb stuff, even not as an intern.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I'll tell you the whole situation. So I had to go. So I was waiting to give my supervisor this like data stuff, and I was like, man. But he was like talking to another coworker,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, man, like just waiting for him. I'm ready to go home. It's time to go home. But he was just taking forever, and then I'm like, dang. And then so I emailed. He's waiting for this data, but he was supposed to help me out because I couldn't run these macros on my Excel sheet because my computer's dumb.
Okay.
So we were gonna do it together. But like he doesn't really need me. He just needs to run the macros on his computer. So basically, all I was gonna do was send it to him, and he was gonna run them and then send it back to me. But then
Okay.
I had to go, and literally that was the only thing I was waiting on, and he's waiting on. And so I email him, and I copy like another supervisor, and I'm like, oh, like because the other supervisor needed too, like, oh, so and so is gonna do this, like he'll give you the data, basically just saying like I'm out, like he'll give it to you, like I'll see you tomorrow.
Right.
And I didn't wait, and I left, and like the next day, freaking the supervisor like schedules a meeting at 4:30 on a Friday
Oh shit.
to like talk about like I go into the office like, man, what could it be? And then freaking one of my coworkers, he was talking, he was like, man, the ball's on you, bro. Like I was like, wait, what? He was like making it all dramatic, like, hey, I went to Brock's office, like, and he was mad, and I was like,
Oh
what?
my god.
I was like, what is he mad for? And then he's like, oh, like I don't know, like he'll talk to you about it later. I'm like,
Oh
and
my
it's
god.
so I had to literally wait like the whole day, like 4:30 until, and he didn't like budge all day, you know, like sometimes I had to go into the office and like talk to him about other stuff, but he didn't like bring it up at all. He was gonna wait until 4:30 to like talk
He was
about
savoring that moment. He's like,
it.
oh.
Right, it was like
Oh
a
my
power
God.
move too, right? He's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, we'll do it till later on a Friday. I'm like, ugh. And
So
then
you want to leave early? All right.
it's
4:30.
like, I go into his office, and then at the allotted time, and so he's like, yeah, oh, well, I was talking to him, and he was like, oh, we have a meeting right now. I'm like, yeah, we do. And he's like, do you know why I scheduled this meeting? And then I'm like, I have some ideas. And he's like, oh, go ahead. He's like, he gave me the floor to kind of like say like what I thought was wrong,
Oh
but
shit.
I was still unsure, you know, so I could have totally been like just like dished on things that I thought were wrong that I like brought up myself
Yeah.
that weren't actually the reasons
Because
why.
I took that extra apple out of the fridge like last week.
Yeah, right, just like stuff that like I just like tell myself on.
Right. To rat yourself out.
Yeah, I thought about that after, like, man, I really could have spilled on like other stuff, but I told him like three things that I thought, and the thing that I thought I got in trouble for wasn't actually like the main thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got in trouble for something else.
Oh, what'd you get in trouble for? You want to share with the class?
Sure, it's just so dumb. There's a lot of micromanaging, like where we're
Okay.
at.
Yeah.
I kind of hate like hand holding, like in like office settings where basically we have to send our superiors a daily Gantt chart on what we're doing that day.
Oh.
And we also have like a weekly Gantt chart where we show the progress of our projects throughout the week.
Oh,
And not only
God.
that, we have daily meetings too, where we basically talk about like, again, what we're doing today. So we have daily meetings, daily Gantt charts, and weekly Gantt charts that we have.
Dude,
to
how do you do anything like between all the updates and all the charts and shit?
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I got like kind of scolded for, because I do all of them except like the daily Gantt charts, and like they don't make sense to me because like we have a meeting talking about our daily tasks anyway, you know? So like, why do you need me to like write it down and send it to you? But
Yeah.
I do it. I just sometimes like it slips just because I'm busy doing other stuff, you know? It's not like my priority.
Do you have to get it in before your call, or is it like whenever?
Just by the before you leave, like you need to get it in during that day. But
Okay.
sometimes it just like I forget, and
I would
he's
just I would just do it during the meetings. I'd be like, okay, this is what we're doing. Here's my Gantt chart. Like,
right. But those meetings, the daily meetings are at like 11
okay,
in the afternoon, and then he wants us to give it to him before we leave. So maybe like we did extra stuff or like something
I
changed
see.
of the day, you know. So yeah, so he's just like basically, and he wasn't even mad. He was just like, yeah, bro, just get it in, like just send it to me.
Yeah,
And
he
I'm
probably doesn't even care if it's like perfect as long as he has
yeah.
the paper there.
So I'm just like, so I've been doing that every day now, but
Dude, that
I've been-
sucks. I would hate that. I would hate it.
oh, it's like, bro, let me do my job. Like
I would probably reuse the same one like over and over again. Because
I
I
just-
mean, like, how often do your projects change? Do you have like a different project every day, or it's just like,
no. Like our projects, cause we do a lot of validation, and so like validation projects last like months, you know,
oh, okay,
and a lot
Right.
of things slip. And as quality engineers, we're in all different steps of the whole validation. So our superiors kind of like pin it on us to keep everything in line just because we're so involved in everything. They
I
want us
see.
to keep everyone in track, even though it's not technically like our job. But
right?
they just want us to do that because we're the last person to get everything. So like everything kind of, the blame would be on us, even though like someone else might slip, but because we're
Right.
the last person to turn it in, we're the scapegoats basically. They're like, it's our fault that everything's late because we're the last person that touches it, you know?
You're like the one who's ultimately responsible for it being
Yeah.
accurate.
So that's the reason why everything's kind of like hand-holdy. Which,
Damn.
but I try not to think about it too much. I'm just like, just do your job. Just like, just do it. Like I try not to, I try not to make it a big deal. If you make it a big deal, then it is a big deal. If you just do it just because it needs to get done, then I feel like it doesn't hurt as much.
You're like, oh, this is fun. I love this.
Right? That's how you just got to twist it some way to make it not suck, dude.
Yeah, positive spin on it or something.
Yeah, like the only like satisfaction, like maybe I'll word it differently today. I'll make it sound like I did something really cool.
I'll use different colors on.
Sometimes they like it too. They're like, "Oh, nice," and I'm like, "What?"
I did it.
Yeah, just like, but yep,
That's cool.
that's what I could have done better.
That's a good
Just-
one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a funny story. I just thought that interrogation scene was really funny. Just like,
Yeah.
it could be like a skit idea. Like you get called into the boss's office and you just like,
So what
It's
did you? Why do
Yeah.
you think you're in here?
right? Just
like
like
you-
spill.
You did so much shit to your boss like the past couple weeks. You're like, you just like have flashbacks of like you doing all this bad stuff.
Just like pouring coffee over him or just something.
Right.
Just like dumb stuff all day.
Like rubbed your butt on his desk or something. And like,
Like, what you did? What now? Yeah.
oh, that's not why I'm in here. Like, oh, is it because I like put my mouth all over your sandwich bag? Like, no. Wait, what else did you do? Like,
Wait, no. But keep going. He just starts writing it down.
and this is why we're firing you. Like, goodbye.
Yeah, but pray for me, bro.
You're
Pray for me.
fine, dude. You're fine.
Yeah, I'll get through it.
You're
Like
too
I
good of
do.
an employee for them to let you go.
I hope they're watching. I hope the crows tells them this information.
Dude, just tell me who you want the crows to like get mad at, and then I'll put on like a mask of their face and go out there and terrorize the fucking crows.
Dude, you could totally do that if you like
Yeah.
life mask and then just wreak havoc.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Dude.
Anybody
Thank
who
you.
crosses me, beware.
I like that. And with that being said, I think that's where we'll end this episode.
All
of
right.
the Yolk Podcast, episode 16. Thank y'all for tuning in.
I feel yoked.
Me too.
Like I just got poked.
Poked in the yolk.
Poked in my yolk.
So that's it for us, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Bye.